Great Wednesday morning, everyone. How are you doing? Happy Wednesday. This is your girl, Shan. You know, you can see that glare in my glasses. That means I'm writing something today, right? So, being manipulated ruins your marriage. That's what I'm going to be talking about. Think on it. Being manipulated ruins your marriage, right? Some come from the good old Merriam-Webster dictionary because I wanted to look up manipulate and see how it's defined and what it says about being manipulated. Now, a lot of people don't think that they do or that they are being manipulated. Some of you all may be in this very situation right now. So I'm going to go ahead and bring some real stuff to light. So Merriam-Webster defines manipulate as to control or play upon by artful, unfair, or insidious means, especially to one's own advantage. Now, I know as I start talking, good morning, Aisha, how you doing? A lot of y'all gonna be sitting up here talking about something. What you talking about some manipulation for? Why are you up in my business? Me and my husband and my wife was just arguing about the same thing. Look, we'll have to start bringing some things to the surface, and I hope and pray that those who have made it through this, you've already been through this, so it won't, but I got a feeling in my shondo. Hey, Natasha, there's somebody gonna be like, look, she talking about you. Look, I don't know anybody's business. I don't know what you went through. I say all this all the time. However, let me go ahead and break it down to my definition. Hey, Angela, of what manipulation is, especially when it comes to your marriage. Manipulation is when you start acting out of character, you start being secretive, you start hiding stuff, and you start defending the other person over your spouse. When you argue with your husband or your wife, which is the person that you married to, about that other person that is not in your marriage that you didn't say I do to. Let me sum that all the way up in the Chantrell Remix Dictionary version. Basically, what I'm saying is you getting played. Okay, that's what's happening. You get played. When a person manipulates, they don't just do it, you know what I'm saying, just out in the open. No, they do not. They be real smooth about what they doing. They'll drop a seed because anytime you drop a seed, hey Keela, anytime you drop a seed, it will grow into something else. And see, that's what we have to be careful about in our marriage. If you sit up here right now, and you married, and I ain't trying to be in your business, but I'm going to call a spade a spade. You married, and you're sitting up here and you hiding stuff from your spouse. When somebody is in your ear, and you sitting up here and you hiding conversation with that person that you speaking with from your spouse, you hiding money, you hiding anything. Because remember, as a husband and wife, the two become one. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Natasha, the two become one. So why are you sitting up here hiding stuff and you having secretive situations over here with this individual and your spouse know nothing about it? And see, I'm not trying to make this a male or female thing or whatever, but I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, and speak on it. We as women have this thing that they call intuition, and we can tell when something is not right. And so let me just break this down and use a good old example. If a wife set up and ask her husband, baby, what's up with this situation? Because like when I came to your job or whatever, yeah, this chick was smiling just a little too hard. Now, I ain't one to be jealous in anything, but what's going on? And then the husband started popping off. Why you gotta be questioning me? I don't know. You ask her. Don't be asking me what's going on. Wait a minute, partner. Hold up, player. Look, what you getting all excited for? I just asked you a question and see, that's what we think that we're able to do as husbands and wives. We think that we're able to ask our spouse a question and we're going to get a whole response. But when you start coming and you yelling and you elevate the octaves of your voice, then basically what you're saying is you're guilty. Sorry, I don't mean to be telling the secret, but basically what you're saying is you're guilty, okay? Now I want us to reel it back now. Because you know how they say history repeat itself and we can learn a lot from history and everything. Let's go ahead and get into this good old Bible, right? Let's get into some good old areas of manipulation where the individuals got played. And two come to the top of my mind. Number one, let's go ahead and look at that good old serpent and Eve. Like I told you, when I get to heaven and see that bride Eve, me and her gonna have some conversations. But because of what she did when she got manipulated, it affected all of us women who have ever bore children, and that wasn't a pleasant experience. It was painful. all because of what she did. Now, see, if you check out the story in Genesis, when it came to Eve and the serpent, I need you to pay attention to some things. Think on it. The serpent got to Eve when Eve was alone. Okay, when Eve was by herself. You know, serpent snakes, they're very cunning. You know what I'm saying? They slither around and they be all up in your ear. Hey, Letitia, they be all up in your ear. But see, they try to catch you when you're alone. Well, Shan, bring that back to our current day. Okay, I sure will. Hold on. So this is the thing right here. This is a good example of somebody being manipulated. When you have an individual who's whispering, let's just say a female, because you know I'm a female, okay? So I'm going to talk. So let's just say you got a female that's whispering into a married man's ear, or dropping seed of discourse and doubt into a man's ear. And then next thing you know, the man starts to change. Now, this can happen both ways, but you know me, I've seen it this way, so I'm just going to speak on it. The man starts to change. He starts to distance himself from his wife. He starts to be extra secretive. And all of a sudden, where I used to could just go and pick up his phone, I can't pick up his phone anymore, because you know what I'm saying, he got some secret conversation, text messages and calls in the call logs. So like I said, this go both ways, because females, y'all can be trifling too. I'm just saying, in the call logs, all of a sudden you deleting them. Why are you deleting messages from your spouse when everything used to be cool? See, when an individual can set up and they can talk to you a certain way, and let me tell you how females do it. Let me tell you how they act like damsels in distress. Baby, I'm gonna need you to be a damsel somewhere else, okay? I need you to move on around. See, this is why I'm talking. I'm gonna talk to the husbands. I'm gonna talk to the wives here in a minute. They act like a damsel in distress. 9 times out of 10, they probably start off with some tears or some way that they need some type of help. Let's keep it real on today. This and the other. And then you just do something very innocent and you helping her. And then she comes back the next day and she said, thank you so much. I really appreciate how you helped me. You say, you know what, this what the husband said, you know what, it was no problem. You know, you had a flat. I just changed the tire, whatever the case may be. And she said, thank you. And she won't let it go. You see what I'm saying? She'll let it go for a moment. Then she'll come on back around and drop some mess. So how's your children doing? And he ain't thinking nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? So he sit up here and say, oh, they doing good. You know, I got both of my girls is in college or whatever the case may be. Oh, that's nice to hear. And see, let me tell you about a cunning serpent. They'll come and drop little breadcrumbs that seem so innocent. And before you know it, is it okay if I could talk to you about a situation I've been going through? I don't want to take too much of your time. See, I need us to start recognizing the signs. That's why your girl talking about it. And then the next thing you know, sure, what's on your mind? What's going on? All this is purely innocent. Hey, cousin Kim, all this is purely innocent. And then before you know it, you sitting up here, you trying to help, because you see, God made men, you know what I'm saying? They fixers. That's what they do. They try to fix situations. They ain't thinking nothing out, whatever the case may be. And you done went from 0 to 10. And 0 was just, oh, can I? Y'all saying, Shan, you know, you just being a little extra. No, I'm not. I'm keeping it real. That's why some of y'all get mad. Do she know about our business? I don't know about your business. So 0 went from, can I just talk to you for a minute because I'm going through something? And then he said, yeah, to 10. Next thing you know, y'all sleeping together. Y'all better watch these jokers that's cunning as snakes, okay? That's why Eve got played. She got played. She did all day, because the serpent got her alone and started with, oh, God don't want y'all to know that you're naked. That's why he told y'all not to mess with that tree over there and this, that, and the other. Because see, think about it, right? Let's go ahead and think about it in the Old Testament, how Eve got played. They was walking around the garden, baby. They had the only thing God said, just don't touch that. Don't touch that right there. And so they was like, oh, okay, cool, baby. They was bucket naked. You hear me? They was straight up naked, honey. They was eating from the fruit of the trees, honey, enjoying life, naming animals and all that. You see what I'm saying? And then it's when the serpent came and he started talking to, well, why God don't want you to be over there, you know, messing with that and this, that, and the other. And then it got Eve to thinking. Now, see, they was all free willy-nilly and bucket naked all amongst the trees. You see what I'm saying? But then when they went and ate of the apple of the tree, they ate from the fruit that God told them not to, then they start acting different. Okay, that's what happened when manipulation started to happen. You was doing all good. Hey, Alex, how you doing, sir? You was doing all good. Your marriage was all willy-nilly, and all of a sudden you start acting different. So when you ask yourself, if you in this situation right now where you acting different with your spouse, who's in your ear? what serpent is in your ear manipulating you. You see what I'm saying? I can spot a manipulator from a mile away. Baby, I'm telling you. And see, this is another thing we need to be careful of. Be careful of individuals. Now, these are for people, you know, you got you a good thing. You know your husband will hold you down, baby. You call your husband, that joker is there like the Flash. You heard me? Talking about what you need, baby. These are for these kind of people. These are for the kind of men that you know, baby, you got that woman that will hold you down, baby. You call her talking about, baby, something is popping off over here, something going on. And she sitting up here talking about, okay, do I need my Bible, my oil, or do I need my tennis shoes and my Vaseline? Baby, that's the kind of woman you got. She got your back. You see what I'm saying? He got your back. If you are married to this type of woman where you know your spouse holds you down like none other, and then all of a sudden you find yourself where you acting different towards your spouse, you need to ask yourself who's in your ear. Do you know how many marriages that I have seen where the snake has come in, the serpent has come in, has been all up in a married individual's ear, and the married individual don't recognize that they being played. So what ended up happening is they end up marrying the snake. Yeah, because see, let me tell you about these female snakes. This is what they want, honey. They see how you got your wife set up. They see how your lifestyle set up. They see the vehicle that you drive. They see how good and chocolatey you look. They see how good and creamy you look. You know what I'm saying? And then they sit up here, and in their mind, the figment of their imaginations, they thinking, oh, I could be the next Mrs. So-and-so. That's how female snakes get down. You see what I'm saying? Or a female snake will use something that they have in their possession, like you got these baby mamas out here. Yeah, let me go ahead and holler at some of them real quick. They'll use the baby. Oh, let me give a good example when it comes to marriage, and you got these baby mamas, you these bitter baby mamas, these serpents, these snakes, okay? So the baby mama say, oh, your son is crying out for you. It's 9 o'clock at night. They should have their tail in the bed anyway. I don't know. Anyway, I digress. Your son crying out for you. Oh, can you come over here and rock him to sleep? Really? That's what them bitter baby mamas be doing, because baby, they using the child as a hidden agenda to try to get back to the spouse when she knows doggone good and well with her serpent having self that you are happily married and you done moved on. That's what them bitter baby mamas be doing. And let me go on ahead and talk about these serpents that are men. See, men, yeah, when they're a serpent, baby, they can be cunning and smooth, baby. All they got to do is put on that good smelling cologne. All they got to do is flash that smell. And all they got to do is set up her, and whatever area women, watch yourselves, wives, whatever area that you see is broken in your marriage, baby, they'll make it seem like they can fix it, honey, with some super glue. They'll show it with some gorilla glue. You hear me? To try to fix that situation. And before you know it, your heart goes from your husband to the serpent over here. Oh, he cared for me. Oh, he holding me down. And we get blinded by our emotions. That's what happened, ladies, when these serpent males come. When you get to the place in your marriage where you're hiding, and this ain't even in terms of relationships. Some of y'all, and I am, you know, I don't be trying to be talking about nobody mamas, but if I'm going to put it out there, I got to put it all the way out there. Some of y'all husbands, you being manipulated by your mama. Your mama very well can get her tail up. She can go get her a job, honey. She can hold it down. She was doing it for all them years when she was a single parent with you. Why all of a sudden when it seemed like that you got your whole family that you need to be taken care of, that your mama feel that she got to show up and she got a whole retirement check in you, because all she got to do is call you and say, I need this and I need that. Now, the word of God does say, honor thy mother and thy father, but nowhere in there do I hear what I see when I read the Old Testament is what you supposed to do as parents. Hello, where's all my parents out here? Is you supposed to be leaving a legacy for your children? Where in the world did it get reversed to where the children are all of a sudden, when you decide that you don't want to work no more, how you doing, Delisha? All of a sudden, the children is responsible for you. And then you sitting up here because you trying to figure out how to rub 2 nickels together, 2 pennies together. You and your family may have fell on hard times where you trying to take care of mama over taking care of your family. Mothers, you should be ashamed of yourself because you really good at manipulating your sons or whatever. I don't want nothing from my sons unless I need it. You heard what I'm saying? That's why I get my behind up, okay? And even though y'all tell me, well, Shan, you don't understand, you young, honey. I ain't that much of a spring chicken. I got 20 years into adulthood, 21 years into adulthood, even more than that. So I get up and I make sure that I continue to grind daily so I can set up my nest eggs for the future. But some of you mothers, I need you to listen up. Your children, especially your sons' marriages, are falling apart or have fell apart because your selfish serpent behind is all up in your son's ear talking about the things that you need when you can get your behind up. I don't even give a dog if you in a wheelchair unless you really bad off medically. You can get your behind up and do. Where's your eggs that you set up for your future? Why is it that all of a sudden when your son get happy and he get married and he, have a beautiful family and everything, do you feel that he's supposed to be taking care of you? When I want my children to take care of me is when I can't no longer take care of myself. But mamas, if you sitting up here with your serpent having behind and you destroying your son's family and he can't never keep a wife because you act out here in these streets acting tacky, you should be ashamed of yourself. And you can be manipulated in the church as well. And you can be manipulated on your job as well. Basically, what I'm saying in this video is watch out for manipulators, okay? When you have somebody in your ear, especially if you're the one being manipulated, and that's why I ruin marriages. You got somebody in your ear and they sitting up here and they act a certain way. This is how you can really spot a manipulator. When they with you by yourself, they all hee ha ha. They doing all this stuff. But baby, when they come around your spouse, they act like an innocent little dove. And I don't understand. Why do your wife not like me? Why do your husband not like me? Why are they attacking me? And different things like that. And then you feel like you got to come to this individual rescue, honey. You being manipulated, you being played, and you about to lose your marriage. Don't you ever, husbands and wives, let me holler at you. Don't you ever defend somebody else over your spouse that you lay down in the bed next to. You hear me? Don't you ever, because you being played and you about to find yourself by yourself and you think this serpent that's going to be there for you, baby. Their eyes is glistening by all the work that you and your spouse has done. And they trying to see how they can slither into that thing. So in order to keep your marriage tight and right, how you doing, Jose? How you doing, Leslie? To keep your marriage tight and right, baby, you need to recognize the manipulators. Baby, I'm here to tell you, I plays no games about my marriage. You see what I'm saying? Anybody that can come to me and think that they about to talk about my husband sideways out of their mouth, baby, they get the boo-boo face. I ain't trying to be mad. Some of y'all stone cold face. I know. Well, why did your face change? You do realize that's my husband, right? Because what you not gonna do. And see, maybe that come from because I'm the oldest of 5 kids. And some of y'all grew up on the same principle where your mama said, and I ain't trying to promote violence, but your mama said, but see my little sister on here right now, if your sibling is out there, your sister, your brother's out there, and somebody jumping in, y'all better all jump in. Y'all better all get to swinging, and you better not let your sibling get jumped. How many of y'all was raised on that principle? You better not let your sister come home and she done got beat up, and I found out you was sitting there watching, you gonna have to fight me. See, that's what I grew up on. So my husband is closer to me when I said I do, because the two become one than my spouse. So what I'm saying is this, baby, is if you think that I wouldn't let somebody jump my little sister, my little brother, and we all grown up in here, if I won't get on I-35 and head north, what make you think I'm gonna let somebody sit up and try to talk to me in my ear about my husband, the person that I grind with? And see, that's why some of y'all marriages is being played, because you sitting up here and being secretive and everything like that. If you are not coming to the defense of your spouse, I love the Lord. He heard my cry. Yes, God, I was raised under the Baptist church. You hear me? But what I'm not gonna do is allow somebody to come in and say something crazy about my spouse. If you find yourself where you in this situation where you being manipulated and played, where you sitting up here arguing with your husband and your wife behind what somebody else is dropping in your ear, or you find yourself defending somebody else who is outside of y'all's I do instead of defending your spouse, well, you jealous. That's why you sitting up here, and every time she come around, please don't fix your lips to tell your spouse that they jealous of somebody else, because they wouldn't have to feel that kind of way if you elevated your king, if you elevated your queen. You see what I'm saying? Let me tell you about one more person who got played in the Bible before I get ready to go. Good old Samson. Yes, he did. He had all that hair, and his strength was in his hair and all that. For those of y'all who know the scriptures, and what happened? Oh, beautiful Delilah. She was beautiful, baby. She was probably shaking, dropping it, and popping it. You see what I'm saying? Oh, just lay down in my lap. Because she knew the secret. She was a snake. You see what I'm saying? She knew, and she was allowing herself to be used by the people because nobody could defeat Samson. And some of y'all out here with your eyes all glistening, looking and stuff, you better look at the person that you said I do to, because let me tell you the end of the story. Delilah said, oh, you tired? Okay, lay down in my lap. That joker woke up and he was bald headed. You see what I'm saying? Because all his strength was taken. Hey, Sister Lolo. So that's why I say it is so many so many stories in the Bible where people got played because they were being manipulated. And baby, it didn't end well. We sitting up here bearing children and it's painful. Okay, that's why I'm about to catch that bride Eve. Oh, baby, we gonna have a conversation. Thank God my kids was all born healthy, but that mess, it hurt all because of her being manipulated by that serpent. And so, same thing with Samson. Samson was hot once he found out that his hair, because he was too busy wrapped up in Delilah. Y'all better quit being too busy wrapped up in these people who mean your marriage no good. You keep your eyes on your husband and your wife. You keep telling your husband and your wife how sexy and fine they are, and you never, ever, ever, ever make your wife or your husband feel like dirt, feel this a little, because you sitting up here and you defending somebody else because, oh, they helpless. They a whole grown person, baby. They playing you. That's what's happening. And it's too many marriages that are ending up in divorces because the individuals in the marriage, the husband and the wife, are not realizing that they're getting played. That's what manipulation is. So you better stick tighter than glued to your spouse. Put some Gorilla Glue. Do what you got to do. And you need to examine those outside influences and ask yourself, if you sitting up here taping your cell phone to your thigh and all of a sudden where your spouse had free reign, they can't see it because you don't know if your little side chick or your little side dude, your little serpent, let me call them what they are, is going to be sending you a message and you don't want to get caught up and you sitting up arguing with your husband and wife. I ask you to examine who's in your ear, because that serpent is allowing a little snake tongue to tickle your doggone ear and you falling for it and you're going to find yourself by yourself. Have you ever known somebody that they had an amazing, beautiful marriage? You know what I'm saying? God really put his hands on them in their marriage and they lost their marriage because mama with her serpent butt, every time you turned around, she wanted something. She wanted to go on a trip. Oh, I think I need a new refrigerator. When you was growing up, baby, y'all had to ride things until the wheel fell off. You heard me? But all of a sudden she thinks she need, or you got this serpent at work, or you got this serpent at church. You better ask somebody, because it happens there too. And women and men get tired of getting played. So that's what happened. People, I ain't gonna let nobody play me. You got me messed up. Ain't nobody playing me, baby. If you allow somebody to manipulate you, you get played. So you need to ask yourself, if you're in this current situation, are you going to set up her? And is this person that's in your ear like a snake worth you losing your sweet thing or your handsome husband over? If the answer is no, you need to cut that thing all the way off, and you wrong. Don't ever argue with your spouse over somebody else who's playing you like a voodoo doll. Okay? So y'all have a blessed day. I don't know who this is for. Sure, this because it's free to save some marriages, because somebody in the same situation right now and y'all been arguing over this for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Hey, Valerie, for 5, 10, 15, 20 years or whatever the case may be, baby, it's time to stop arguing. It's time for you to recognize that God has blessed you with an amazing wife, an amazing husband, and keep these serpents out of your ear. And you say, well, Shan, we dealt with this a long time ago. If you keep having recurrent cycles, please know that the devil will attack that which is good and a blessing unto God. So that means that the devil will use anything or anybody to attack your marriage. That's why husbands and wives need to learn how to be on one accord. Ain't nothing moving around up in here out of the king's household unless Chantrell and Kenya King, or Kenya and Chantrell King, has talked about it. We done voted on it. We done approved it. You hear me? Ain't no coins going up out of her. My husband ain't going to move nobody furniture. She a single female. Now, baby, we going, what you need help with? What? And I trust my husband. I'm not giving no single men no ride from working all this other stuff unless my husband then approved it. I don't care, single or married. I done asked, hold on, you need a ride? Hold on, let me ask my husband. Baby, so baby, somebody done jumped my vehicle one time. Hold on, let me call my husband. Baby, hey, this is what's going on with the truck. Hey, I got my co-worker's here. He's a male. You know, this is his name. Is it okay? You know, do you mind, or do I need to call USAA so they can get a tow service here? What we need to do? And my husband was on the phone the whole time. See, ain't nobody playing these games because ain't no serpent getting my ear. And the young man who helped me, he wasn't a serpent, but me and my husband keep our stuff tight and right. Some of y'all need to do that as well. So y'all have a blessed day. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Be a blessing to somebody today and not a curse. Share this because it's free, and your girl, she ain't going to be back with you with whatever it is that God placed in my heart. So God bless you and blessings to you.